Hello, all you degenerate old schoolers, and welcome back to another episode of The Orb. We're still running super secret spicy specials here with more LOBSTERCON. We're on the X points. This is round 3, 2024. I didn't get both the deck photos. I got one. So the gentleman on the top, we'll name Carl. Carl is shuffling up some purple sleeves. And on the bottom is Lucas, one of the original in-bosses. Carl's lucky enough to find him in round 3. Before I forget, if you ever make it to an in-person old school event, be sure and thank whoever puts it on. I know it's a ton of work. I can only imagine. Dave and Jared, big thank you to you guys for throwing this event together, and I'm sure it takes an army past that. I know on this side event, Lucas here was one of the people organizing it, so was Tim, so thank you to you guys for taking time out of your day and making sure we can all have a great time. Now I've said enough, let's take a look at Lucas's deck. And here's a look at Lucas's deck. And if you're thinking to yourself, this deck looks familiar, you'd be correct. This was just featured on the finals match on this channel just a few videos ago. This was Lucas piloting both times. So he's done very well with the deck. He obviously just won X Points 42 with it. And here he is on Line Dip Bolt Continued. If you have something that works well, don't try and fix it. So he has Acacian Javelineers, Order Lightbeer, Dibs, and Savannah Lions for his creature package, along with 4 points into Mishra's Factories, 5 into an Ancestral, and 1 into a Recall. And then he has a full burn package, Chains, Lightning Bolts, and Psyblast. A couple extra removals in the form of Disenchants, a Chaos Orb, and the Lonely Swords to Plowshares. A myriad of dual lands, and a playset of planes to disenchant away those Bloodbirds. In his sideboard, he has more artifact and enchantment removal, and extra swords, a Karma, which is well played because I'm sure black's a little tougher to deal with all the pro-white stuff out there. And then he also runs a couple red elemental blasts, a blue elemental blast, detonates, which I love, a couple icy manipulators, Sly Mind to get rid of that those COP reds, and 2 psychic purges. I'm sorry, not psionic, but psychic purges for those discard decks. And his opponent's on a blue-white skies deck with some red splashed in. I guess probably extra burn to clear the board. So this should be an interesting match. Obviously, this is a very quick deck. The blue-white skies is a much more slower control deck. So, I've said enough words. Off to game number 1. And here we are with game number 1, LOBSTERCON, X Points, round 3. Lucas won the hot air ballooning contest, so he'll be on the play. Starting with a City of Brass, putting himself first damage down to 19, and a Savannah Lions. Always a good start. We can see some of his opponent's hand. Looks like he's got a desert in there too, but definitely volcanic and an ivory tower. That leaves him 6 in hand. Oh, and Lucas immediately dealing with a disenchant. Doesn't want him gaining any life, and that makes a lot of sense. He also swings in for 2 with the Savannah Lions, putting Carl down to 18. And I mean, he did play out a factory, so what a power move. Looks like Carl plays out a desert, and that will take care of that pesky Savannah Lions. Lucas does send in the factory for 2, and look at this, an Acacian Javelineer hitting the board also. Damage is loading up. We can see his opponent does have some answers in his hand. Yeah, second desert. I see a fireball, Sarah Angel, some land. Lucas coming up with a 4th mana source. And Lucas can swing in for 5 here. Yeah, he's turning everything sideways. The desert's going to kill at least one thing, if not 2, after damage is in. 5 to the face. Carl's down to 11. And double deserting. Look at that. Deserts are doing some awesome work there. Killing a Javelineer and a Savannah Lions. But the factory does stay alive, and a new Acacian Javelineer shows up to the party. We can see Carl does have a counterspell in hand, which is pretty handy. He does pretty well have a full grip. Lucas looks like he's down to about 3 cards in hand. And gotta wonder if he's kind of running low on gas. Look at this. He just says send it. Full send. Activating the factory. Sending both of his creatures in. Carl's running down to 8 life. Lucas still sitting firmly on 17. And losing a factory. Second main, Lucas plays out another land. And just a pass. So Acacian Javelineer is the only threat on board. Lucas does find a Savannah Lions. He's going to have to get this last 8 damage in. Or at some point his opponent's going to start taking over this game. I can't see, he's got Disenchant, a book, Fireball in hands. Really could dump 4 and Fireball out both of Lucas's creatures. I know he does have the deserts in play, but at some point that army's going to turn sideways and deal that damage. Those deserts are great for clearing the board, but you got to take the damage first. Yeah, and there it goes. Carl does send that Fireball. Oh, he's just killing 1. So taking out the Savannah Lions. Oh, Lucas has a Javelineer chuck the Javelin. Carl drops to 7. And he sends it in. Javelineer does the work, down to 6. But he goes and dies in the Arabian Desert. And Lucas comes up with a new factory and a Chain Lightning. Wow. This game is hauling by. Carl's down to 3 life. If that Ivory Tower would have stuck, life would have been real good for him. He plays out a City of Brass, which is something he does not want to tap, but he's going to have to, because I think this factory is going to be coming in here real quick. Well, Lucas just passing. Oh, Carl's discarding a Sarah Angel. That's a tough one to let go in the bin. So, I mean, the tough part being on 3 life is you can't really just tap out. He probably needs to keep those deserts back. Yeah, Azure Drake to the bin, 2/4 flyer. That's a solid blocker. I'm sure he's looking for more mana sources. And look at this, Lucas trying to throw a Chain Lightning out to the face to end this game. And here we go, Disintegrate. In for the win. Does he have another answer? Only really colorless and 1 factory out there. That is game 1, folks. Lucas deals 20 damage straight to the dome. These two gentlemen will swap out some cards, sideboard against each other, and move on to game number 2. And here we go with game number 2. Lucas didn't like his original 7, so he has taken a mulligan, starting with 6. Carl's on the play, fires down a Tundra and a pass. Lucas finds a Plateau and another Kitty Cat. Savannah Lions into play. Another pesky desert shown up. That really mows Lucas's deck down pretty effectively. And look at this. Second Savannah Lands and another Mishra's Factory. So board presence is building. That's good for 6 damage next turn. Carl fires out possibly a snooty signed volcanic, excuse me. And Lucas plays his own volcanic with no doodles on it. Here we go. Kitty Cat's coming in for 4 damage. Carl drops down to 16. Lucas still sitting on a nice round 20. The only real damage he ended up taking last game was from his own City of Brass. Ooh. Side blast straight to the face. Carl drops down to 12. Lucas throws some more heat to the face with a Chain Lightning. Carl takes it, drops down to 9. Lucas passing with 3 cards in hand. His opponent has a pretty well a full grip of cards. Nothing in his graveyard. He's got 5 lands in play. Just a pass back to Lucas, and look at this. End of turn, Lucas is firing out another lightning bolt. 3 more to the face. Carl's down to 6. He's got to get something going quick. Looks like Lucas was updating hand size. Appears to be 6 in hand for Carl. Lucas fires down another land. And yeah, he's threatening with that Mishra's Factory. I think he's got a bad feeling it's going to die. Oh, just turning the lion sideways. And they're getting killed by the desert, but after they do the 2 damage. Carl's down to 4 life. Gonna need to come up with something, and quick. Oh, Lucas says, I have a bolt for you, straight to the face. Carl's down to 1, and Lucas is drawing. Just passes off to his opponent. Finds another mana source. 1 life. He needs to do some work, and quickly. Like he's tapping 4, and that was just a practice. Tapping 4 for an Azure Drake, 2/4 flyer. Pretty solid card next points, really. Flying goes a long way. That 4 toughness goes a long way. Look at this. Lucas finding the Swords to Plowshares. And gaining 2 life, or giving his opponent 2 life, I should say, and sending his Factory in. Yeah, Factory doesn't make it even a foot in the door. Gets decimated by a disenchant. Lucas still passing with 1 card. Carl is back up to 3, though, with that life gain. Does he have another answer in hand? He's stacking up some mana. He said, here's the direction I like to collect them in, and Sarah Angel, that's a real threat. I think that kills about everything in Lucas's deck. Lucas shuffling his 2 cards. Oh, passes Carl's upkeep and throws some more burn at him. Side blast. Oh, he's swordsing his own Sarah Angel. That means goes to 7, back to 3. Lucas takes 2 to the face from his own Side Blast, drops to 18. And look at this, he already has the backup Sarah Angel in his hand. Lucas just passing. First damage in for the game. Lucas drops to 12. Ivory Tower out, followed by Side Blast, and that is game number 2. Lucas takes it down.
You're kidding! Judge.
So that'll make Lucas move on to 3-0. Carl falls to 2-1. Still a good start, obviously, for both of them. They'll rip out their sideboard cards and we'll move on to the next round. As always, thanks for watching the Orb.